Hey, what's up, folks? This is King Kunji. In the middle of the day, just dropped my mama off at the nail shop, and while she's in there getting the nails done, I'll stop by my favorite running store, Bull City Running Company, here in Durham, North Carolina. That's where it all started for me when I became a running gear junkie. It starts south buying a pair of shoes. Then you see some other stuff and they're like, oh my God, I need that. But you know, it's funny because when you actually start running, the more the miles pick up, the more you're gonna realize how uncomfortable you are in running. You're gonna learn more about yourself and your body when you're training for a marathon. You're gonna be like, oh man, I don't like the way that feels, or oh, I don't like how that feels. So, you tend to go back to the store. It's gonna become like a candy store. When you get that runner's high, like when it hit, you wanna make your runs as comfortable as possible. Start off running, holding your cell phone. Then say, okay, now I need a little pouch to put my cell phone in, or get a little armband to put my cell phone in. And then you're running in cotton t-shirts or cotton sweatshirts and it's soaking wet and get heavy. Like, oh my God, I wanna go get me some dry fit clothes made out of polyester so it doesn't, that's what's gonna happen, yo. What happens is you want your run to be comfortable because you don't wanna focus on feeling uncomfortable. You wanna focus on getting the miles in and finishing, your training run. But if you are into buying gear, running stores typically are expensive, to be honest with you. The only time I buy clothes from a running store now is when I buy stuff off season. Like a lot of times they sell their fall winter gear on discount, like 40-50% off during the summertime, and vice versa. They say their summer gear 40-50% off during the fall and winter. So that's a good time. Like now is a good time to rack up on fall winter gear, running gear, if you're going to shop from a running store. Now I will say Russell Athletics, it's probably not as bad, not better than Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas or anything like that. However, they make running clothes out of the same material, which is typically 100% polyester, because it's sweat and water resistant. That's the main thing. That's what makes dry fit dry fit. The only difference between Nike and Russell Athletics is the price. Okay, what you would spend. Oh, in design, of course, they're going to come up with some dope ass designs. But Walmart actually sells in the men and women's section for running and athletics and stuff. They sell Russell Athletics running wear and athletic wear. So, and they sell this stuff fairly cheap, a reasonable price. So you don't got to go broke trying to get some running clothes. But if you want a little bit better quality, but not spend a lot of money, Target actually sells some really decent running clothes that's not expensive. Actually, Old Navy has their own brand of dry fit, water resistant, sweat resistant clothing that's also good as well. That's not extremely expensive. Some of your major brands like Brooks, Asics, Saucony, Adidas, Under Armour, stuff like that. That stuff is good quality, but you're gonna spend money for that because those are the major brands. But again, Walmart, you can buy Russell Athletics. They stuff get the job done. The whole point is to be able to run comfortably and not be soaking wet with a heavy t-shirt by the time you finish your training run. So that's the main thing. So check out Walmart, because I know when you start running, if you haven't already started training, you're going to want your run comfortable. One thing's very important, again, like I mentioned before, make sure you get your shoes. Now that's the only thing you don't go cheap on. You do not go cheap on your shoes. For an example, somebody say, well, I don't want to spend more than X amount of dollars on a pair of shoes. I say, okay, well, you don't have to. A really, really good running shoes, like the latest design, is going to run anywhere from 80 to 120 bucks. But I'm going to tell you, it is worth it. I'm going to tell you why. If you say, well, I'm going to go to Dick's, or I'm going to Champs, or I'm going to Foot Locker and buy me some cheap running shoes for 60 bucks, or go to Kohl's and buy $60. Yeah, you can do that. But if it's the wrong shoe, which more than likely it will be, because you don't know how to assess your feet to prepare for a marathon like running store specialists can, because they go through this whole series like you at a damn doctor's office to find the right shoes for you. You're going to misdiagnose the shoes you need to train for a marathon. And what's going to happen is you're going to get knee injuries, ankle injuries, foot injuries, shin injuries, that's going to lead you to see a physical therapist, a podiatrist, or an orthopedic specialist. All that I just named are called medical specialists. And I don't know what your insurance plan looks like, but on my insurance plan, seeing a specialist is a $75 copay. So if you don't want to spend $75 copays, and 9 times out of 10, if you go see them once, they're going to tell you need to come back for therapy at least 3, 5, 4 more times. And that happened to me. I had IT band issues on the side of my knee for wearing the wrong shoes. And because I'm flat feet, no arches, flat wide feet, no arches, and I was wearing neutral shoes, not realizing I should have been wearing stability shoes, to help correct my feet when I'm running. But as a result, I got a knee injury and I had to stay out of running for a month. But I went to the physical therapist. I had the $75 right then, but he said, we need you to come back every week for the next 5 weeks for therapy. And that's like $75 a pop. So it's like, I could have saved money just buying the right shoes for $120. So, if you're going to be running and training for 16 weeks for a marathon, you don't want to cheat yourself on your shoes. You know what I'm saying? That's the most expensive. That's the thing that you pay what's necessary. You may not have to pay $120. The shoes you need, you might only be $80. So one good trick is that a lot of these brands of shoes always come out with a new model every year of the same one. So like if you wear neutral shoes, right, based on your arch and whatever they assess you, and let's just say you buy the Ghost series of Brooks, they have a Ghost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this year they're coming out with the Ghost 8. So the Ghost 8 probably going to cost you $120. But guess what? The Ghost 7 and 6 and the 5 is just as good as the 8. To be honest with you, they just came out with a new design to sell more shoes. So you can tell them, if I know I need neutral shoes, in the Ghost 8, for an example, or the latest model is $120, ask them how much is the Ghost 6 or the Ghost 5, because those might be $80, if they still sell them in the store, because sometimes they won't sell some of the older models, but they will at least sell the model before. So if the Ghost 8 is out right now, they will at least have the 7 and possibly the 6 on file. Or you can go, once you get your feet assessed at the running shoe store, you go online and buy the Ghost 6 or 7s. That just an example. So going down for the older model might just help, because the way the shoe's designed is still designed to accommodate to the type of feet a person has. Well, that's my message for the day. Make sure you get the right shoes you need. That's very important to avoid injury as you embark on this marathon journey for the next 16 weeks. Eat clean, make no excuses, clear a path, be Ogun Strong. Let's get fit. I'm out.